What's up, everybody? Thank you for clicking on the link. This is now a Fair Play blog tidbits video, honey. I was planning on doing it yesterday, but I got caught up. Of course, it was Saturday, so you know how that goes. But anyway, I'm back at it today. I just got through arguing with this racist troll on YouTube. Well, not really arguing with her, but she was quite disrespectful and she was harassing me even on my own YouTube channel. So I had to block whoever she is. She got mad on another video in the comment section because people were, it was a video about the young lady, the pregnant girl that got killed last week in front of her kids. Was it last week or week before last? But anyway, the lady, the pregnant chick that got shot by the police in front of her 3 children. And everybody on the comment, on the thread, was saying how the police went too far, how they did not have to kill this woman because all the lady had was a knife in her hand. And so I guess this racist white lady got mad and came on the thread and she started attacking people, me included. So yeah, I had to block her. I don't know why people come on social media just to try to e-thug people. And then if you see them in public, they probably couldn't bust a grape. Anyway, y'all, that's my rant. I'm gonna move on. I ain't gonna let her spoil my evening. But anyway, I hope everybody out there has had a great day so far. Hope it's been a wonderful Sunday. It's been pretty good for me, relaxing and everything. God is good all day, every day. So, you know, I'm thankful. But anyway, let's get started. I think the first thing I wanted to bring up, you know, a lot of news has been going on. I wanted to remind everybody, of course, the BET Awards, the show will be on at 7 p.m. Central, of course, on BET, of course. Right now, they've got the pre-show going on. So I've got that going on in the background. I love the award show. I absolutely love any type of BET Awards, Soul Train Awards, Hip Hop Awards, Neighborhood Awards. I love them. And I never miss them. Every year I have to show up just to watch these awards. And tonight's not going to be any different, okay? I'm really excited about it. But anyway, first things first, just to, I want to send out condolences to the family of one half of the rap duo, the rap duo Mobb Deep. Rest in peace to Prodigy, who has passed on early last week at the age of 42. New York rap legend's cause of death, of course, they're saying is unknown, but we know he suffered from sickle cell and whatnot. And there's some other story going on that said he choked on eggs while being in the hospital. I don't know. I hadn't heard a whole lot about that. But in either case, you know, we're gonna miss him. We know he was a very powerful lyricist when it came down to rapping. And it had been a while since I had listened to Mobb Deep or Prodigy, but I remember them, you know, not long ago, how I used to listen to it because I'm really into hip hop. And yeah, he'll be missed, I'm sure, by his friends and family. They say he had been hospitalized in Vegas after a Mobb Deep performance for complications caused by a sickle cell anemia crisis. As most of his fans know, Prodigy battled the disease since birth. The exact causes of death have yet to be determined. News first broke of the rapper's passing when Nas posted a photo of him on his Instagram with the caption, QB, rest in peace, King P. Like I said, he was 42 years old. His real name was Albert Johnson. Born in 1974, he was the son of a long line of musicians. He co-founded the hip-hop duo Mobb Deep with Kiwan Mushida, better known as Havoc. I think I pronounced it right. Mushida, better known as Havoc, in the early 1990s. They released their debut album called Juvenile Hell in 1993 and went on to release 3 more full lengths before the end of the decade, continuing to release music and tour together in the new millennium. The most recent Mobb Deep album, entitled The Infamous Mobb Deep, was issued in 2014. Last year, Prodigy released a collection of his collaborations through a BitTorrent bundle. So once again, rest in peace to Prodigy, and my condolences go out to his family and friends. There's a lot of people around here in this area that's kind of shocked because so many people are leaving here. Young, really young people are dying for one reason or another. So yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to mention. The second thing is some sad news. KeKe Wyatt, one of her daughters, we know she has a lot of kids. I'm not sure which child, but one of her children is battling cancer. And so KeKe took to Instagram, I think maybe yesterday, to tell everybody that she was going to shave her head live on Instagram, which she did, so that she could, you know, to match her daughter's head, because her daughter has lost her hair. And I was very sad for KeKe, because I know how hard it is when you have, you know, a large family and a lot of kids. It's hard enough trying to keep everything together, and now she's got one that's battling cancer. And my prayers go out to KeKe, Wyatt, and her entire family. I pray for her healing, her total healing. Yeah, you go ahead and you keep on praying and trusting God, KeKe, you and Michael Jamar. She said on her Instagram post, she says, please pray for my family. Haven't really said too much about my personal life, but my child has been fighting cancer and lost all of her hair that she loved. It hurts me so bad. So to show mommy support, I'm going to get Kiever West to shave me bald today. She said I need a complete healing for my baby. And she also said that if you want to donate, please go to www.choa.org. But she says prayers work best for us, and that's the truth. So you've got our prayers, KeKe. Okay, moving right along. Lil' Kim, honey. Lil' Kim is in the news. She is a person of interest in a BET weekend robbery. Let me tell you what the article said. It was posted on TMZ this morning. I was like, Lord, what Lil' Kim done did? What done happened now? It's been a long time since I heard her in some legal trouble. But what it says, she's a person of interest in a robbery. She's in the crosshairs of the LAPD after her crew allegedly robbed a woman over a BET party house. TMZ has learned this. Law enforcement sources tell us that Kim rented a house for a BET weekend party, but apparently the crib was not to her liking. We're told on Sunday at 2 a.m. this morning, Kim and her crew went to check out the house, didn't like it, and demanded their money back from the house from either the owner or the property management. My first question when I first read that paragraph was, so she paid money without having seen the property? So she done put a deposit down and never saw the property. That doesn't sound right. I don't know if they wrote this up right, but that just kind of struck me. Who pays money for something they hadn't even seen yet? So anyway, when she asked for her money back, says the money wasn't forthcoming, an argument erupted. In other words, the manager refused to give her money back. An argument broke out and the cops had to be called. The police arrived and told them that it was a civil matter and that they could do nothing about it. So the police left. We're told that Kim and her crew also left. But about 2 hours later, a group of people showed up at the house with ski masks and weapons and got what they were after. They got Kim's deposit check and cash, totaling at least $20,000. So law enforcement sources say that the robbers were not done when they took the check, since they also slashed all of the victims' tires and stole a hubcap. So this person was living at this residence when this happened. Anyway, so they slashed all the tires and stole a hubcap. The LAPD has launched a robbery investigation. Now, we reached out to Kim's people. So far, no word has come back. So what I think happened is Kim probably had saw the property already, paid her money, and she changed her mind. And they must have told her your deposit was non-refundable, of course. And so she went back to try to get her money, told them it was something she didn't like. And when they didn't give it back to her, you know, Kim left, but she sent her goons back. A lot of people say, nah, Kim wouldn't do nothing like that. She got money, she got coins. I don't know, a while ago, Kim had some money problems from what I was reading. But of course, she's back with Bad Boy doing some work on a project with them. So I'm sure she's making some money now. But I don't think it's beneath Kim to feel like somebody done ripped her off and then come back and try to get her money back. That just, it didn't shock me. I was like, yeah, and it's no coincidence that 2 hours later, some masked men and women came back to get her deposit check and her money. I'm sorry, but this ain't beneath Kim. I could see her sending somebody to do that, you know? So to the people that on Twitter that say, no, she wouldn't do nothing like that, y'all must don't know Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim from the street. And like I said, if she feels like she's been wronged or ripped off, I can see her doing something like this. But anyway, y'all, that's the latest on Lil' Kim. I hope she shows up at the BET Awards tonight, because they're going to be talking about this probably for the next few days. But anyway, Lil' Kim, girl, stay out of trouble. We all know that Bill Cosby's verdict, of course, came back as a mistrial. Yeah, it was a mistrial because he had 3 charges against him, and 2 of them there was 10-2 to vote for him as guilty on 2 of the charges, and on the 3rd charges it was 11-1 not guilty. I think the first charge was called digital penetration. Isn't that fingering, y'all? I'm so naive. Digital penetration, that sounds like fingering to me, and that's crazy. But yeah, there was a 10-2 vote on there for him to be guilty on that one. And then, like I said, the other 2, there was another, I can't remember the other one, but one of them had something to do with the girl being unconscious or drugged or something, and they voted 11-1 to not convict or to acquit on that one. And then the one where he supposedly gave her some kind of illegal substance, they voted 10-2 to convict him. So to me, none of the charges made sense, and none of the results of it, the verdicts, made sense to me. But whatever, y'all know how that goes. So yeah, that's why it was a hung jury. They were deadlocked, and it was a mistrial. And y'all, they showed the video when Bill Cosby was coming out of the courtroom, and I think somebody asked him, Bill, anything you want to say? And Bill Cosby said, hey, like, that was the funniest moment I have seen in a long time from Bill Cosby. He said, hey, hey, hey. So I guess he was happy, at least temporarily, about this mistrial thing, because the prosecutors have sworn to retry this case. Why, I do not know. I'm not saying that Bill Cosby is not guilty of anything ever in life as far as some women are concerned, but I believe in this particular instance that things are not what they appear. I do not believe he's done to this woman what this woman said he did to her. I heard that back in 2005, she actually won a lawsuit, like a civil case against him. She won money against him, and I never knew that people went back behind that a criminal trial would ensue after a civil trial or a lawsuit. She got her money. So what's going on now? That tells you there's more to this thing than just Bill Cosby supposedly raping and drugging somebody. Okay, this thing is bigger than Bill Cosby. But anyway, moving right along, the latest I heard on Bill Cosby is that he is about to do a tour, honey. Planning a tour to warn men about sexual assault allegations. I don't know what it is that he's going to tell these men. But this was reported on Fox News Entertainment. At least this is where I saw the story. It says less than 1 week after the star's sexual assault trial ended with a hung jury, Cosby's team has announced that he is planning a motivational speaking tour to warn people about what he views as the dangers of the judicial system. Cosby was charged with the counts of felony aggravated assault for allegedly drugging and sexually abusing Andrea Constand at his Pennsylvania home back in 2004. Prosecutors are determined to retry him. Cosby's rep, Andrew Wyatt, told Fox News that he's received hundreds of calls from civic organizations and churches requesting for Mr. Cosby to speak to young men and women about the judicial system. I told y'all this thing is bigger than Bill Cosby. These groups would like for Mr. Cosby to share that people in the judicial system can use their powers to annul deals for personal agenda and political ambitions. He added, all speeches made by the once celebrated TV personality will be free. So there you go. So this ain't even about money for him. So y'all, I wish I could hear some of those speeches. I really do. But I've been doing some research and whatnot, and I have been seeing news and hearing reports that a lot of the stuff that this lady said, Andrea Constand, and like I said, I'm not victim shaming, I'm not blaming the victim, but a lot of the things that she said turned out to not be true. They didn't add up. It was a lot of inconsistencies in her testimonies, and there have been other people. As a matter of fact, there was another female from back some years ago, a few years ago, that, well, actually before the 2004 incident, she actually shared a hotel room with Andrea Constand because they were working on some organization project together, and they were traveling, and they shared a hotel room. And she said one day when they were in the room, something came up on television, and the lady mentioned to her that what if something like this happened to me? I think it was some type of rape case. A trial was going on television, on the news, and she said, basically, Andrea Constand, and I'm paraphrasing, told her that she could blame somebody for something like that. She's been in a situation similar to that, and she could literally blame a man and accuse a man of rape, but just because she was around the guy. she could accuse him of rape, and she was talking about Bill Cosby. We gathered that from the conversation. Just to get money. She said she needs some money. She can put it in the bank. She can go ahead and start her business and pay for her education. I mean, she had planned to do these things according to this other woman, this unnamed woman. So, and that was just one of many things that has come out about Andrea Constand. So I don't know if this stuff makes it to the right people. If those prosecutors hear about it, if she knows that all this stuff is getting out about her, perhaps she'll change her mind to tell them she doesn't want them to retry it. I don't, if I had been through what she claimed she had been through, and she was so devastated and hurt, I don't know if I would want to keep going through the same thing over and over again. She even retracted some of her testimony, saying that she don't remember things, this wasn't true. So I don't know. I think they need to leave that part alone, okay? So yeah, that's what Bill Cosby is about to go on his tour, honey. I see Kim and Kanye done hired a surrogate for their third child. I just got one question. Why does Kim want to keep having babies with Kanye? What's going on? Bless his heart. It's obvious that he's not mentally stable right now. And I just can't understand why she wants to keep having babies and to go as far as surrogacy. I mean, I know that she's had a lot of medical problems, and the doctor, I think, told her that having another child would probably kill her. And to me, that's her saying that she may need to stop. Just stop. Stop trying to do stuff like that on your own. You know what I mean? I understand people want to have kids, and there are many ways to do it. But that's just, I don't know. That's just me talking. I mean, people can do what they want to do, but it just seems like her still trying to have more babies by Kanye is futile. You know? I don't know why Kanye would want to have any more by her, personally. But anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay? So in other news, as we know, in police brutality news, we know that Philando Castile's killer, Geronimo Yanez, was acquitted. I mean, did we really expect anything else? People are mad and saying it is unjust and whatnot, and it is, but we should have known that it was going to end like that. It was going to turn out like that. They rarely ever convict cops for killing black people. It is unfair and it seems unjust and whatnot. Well, it is unjust and unfair, but you know, these police officers, we got to realize that a lot of them actually joined the force so that they can kill people and get away with it. I'm convinced that over half of the police force anywhere is associated with the Ku Klux Klan and some other white supremacist group. I'm convinced of it because I know the history of the police department. It used to be called the Slave Patrol, and I don't think the spirit of the police department has changed. Now, not every police officer is a bad officer. There are still some good ones because I know some good ones, but a lot of them there are there to kill, there to intimidate and harass black people. It is not an accident that these black men and women are being murdered by the police. I'm telling you, they're doing it on purpose. A lot of people don't want to believe that. They ain't doing that on purpose. Trust me, they're doing it on purpose. Seriously. And to the next person that tells me or that says that we shouldn't be worried about police killing black people because black on black crime is so high, I'm going to shake them. That is no excuse. I don't kill black people. I have never killed another black person, so I can say anything I want about police brutality and police killing black people. Okay? Now, if I was a gang member who had then killed 2 or 3 other black people, then I wouldn't have a right to say anything about black on black crime or Black Lives Matter. But since I am not of that group that have killed any other black person, I have the right, the blood-bought right to say, you know what? Black Lives Matter and this police brutality needs to stop. Okay? So people can just shut up about that. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, we shouldn't expect anything different. They're killing them on purpose. It's happening and it's not going to stop. Just like black on black crime is not going to stop. Like white on white crime is not going to stop. Okay? So y'all, they could just leave that. That's a bogus argument to me. But anyway, I'm gonna digress from that because I tend to get riled up when I talk about that. But anyway, like I said, I pray for Philando's mother and his family because I know that they are hurt. His girlfriend is hurt. And it's just a sad situation. But I pray that God gives them peace about this situation because they need it. You know, we all need peace because it's hurtful for all of us. When things like this happen, it happens to all of us. It affects us all. Okay? So yeah, and with the situation with the young lady in Seattle, the pregnant woman who was shot down by the policeman, that's another situation. This lady had called the police herself because of a burglary. And when the police got there, at some point she went and got a knife, and she came out wielding a knife. And the police just felt like they had to shoot the woman. Now, it's more than one police officer. It's one woman with a knife. They felt like they had to shoot to kill her. She was pregnant, and they shot her in front of her kids. Somebody needs to go to prison. One of those police officers need to go to prison. They murdered this woman. They knew she was pregnant. They say she had some past mental health issues, that they had dealings with her in the past. Okay, if she had mental health issues and you knew that, why did you go there to kill him? That is my question. See, that's once again, I'm telling you, these police officers don't want to be bothered with black people. They don't want to take the time to try to you know, make situations better with black people. They feel inconvenienced, and they figure, just go ahead and kill them. It ain't worth it. Just kill them. And that's what's happening. Okay? Because she's not the first that this has happened, that something like this has happened to. So, you know, I'm just sad for her family and her children as well. If she had mental health issues, Lord knows that they should have forced her to get some mental health. They should have forced her some kind of way. They should have arrested her and maybe gotten her some health, some mental health treatment. But to just kill the woman, and now what's going to happen to these 3 kids? And the woman was pregnant. Y'all, I just, just awful. Just awful. I read last week also that Carrie Fisher, they had released her toxicology report. You know, the daughter of Debbie Reynolds. She had 3 different drugs in her system. There was heroin, cocaine, and ecstasy. What a mixture. Was she trying to kill herself? Had to be. She had heroin, cocaine, and ecstasy. 3 very powerful and very different drugs. So her, oh my goodness, and at her age. So, you know, I was sad to hear that. Very sad to hear that. That's a lot of drugs. That's a lot of toxins in your body, and your body cannot handle all of that. So it seems to me that perhaps either she had a heavy night of partying, or she literally was trying to kill herself. And that's just, it's sad. It's just sad. I hate to hear about people that's on drugs. I really do. Things like that don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? And that people do to themselves like that, it really bothers me. But anywho, all this bad news. Venus and Serena's daddy is divorcing his wife, so he's filed for a divorce. I don't know all the details of that. I think I'm gonna get back to that in a moment. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen's ex is suing him for trying to talk her out of taking HIV medication after exposure, because we all know that Charlie Sheen has HIV, and he running around here spreading HIV, and ain't nobody locking him up. Ain't nobody trying to put him in jail. Ain't that just as bad as what Bill Cosby supposedly did? It says the days of Charlie Sheen winning are long gone. These days, all he has is L's, a whole lot of them. Page 6 is now reporting that another of Sheen's exes is suing him for exposing her to HIV and talking her out of taking the required medications. The woman is not identified in the lawsuit, and neither is Charlie. However, the suit says that the male defendant was said to have learned of his HIV status in 2011. The same year Sheen admitted he was made aware in his TV interviews. The lawsuit states that Sheen and the woman began having sex in 2015, at which time she asked if he had any STDs. Charlie replied that he was fine. Well, he lied. After having unprotected sex with the woman, Pizza-ish Charlie told her that he did not indeed have HIV. No, he told her that he did have HIV and gave her 2 pills to fight off transmission. And here's when it got crazy. It says a few days later, she and Sheen argued about the exposure, according to the suit. He blamed her for the exposure and told her he was noble for telling her about his HIV status at all after he done slept with her, y'all. It says he also said he had not previously disclosed his HIV status because it was none of her effing business. He also told her that the drugs she had been prescribed were unnecessary and told her not to believe the convenient rumors of the medical community. Now, you see how this entitled bully, you see how he's still running around here reckless? I used to feel sorry for him. I don't anymore. I don't feel sorry for Charlie Sheen at all. It says the suit also alleges that Charlie frequently used the N-word in describing himself as the dumbest effing nigger in the room, and also describing the woman he had slept with as effing niggers. We know people will say and do anything in lawsuits if they think there's some money to be won, but Charlie isn't exactly a paragon of virtue who wouldn't say these things. Guess the courts will have to sort it all out. This is some mess. What does Charlie Sheen need to get somewhere and sit down? He done made all that money and slept with all these people, men and women, and now he is running around here exposing people to this mess. Ugh. I know his daddy is quite embarrassed. I know Martin Sheen is embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed too. He's disgusting. Just totally disgusting. Anyway, that's some Charlie Sheen news for y'all. And now in race matters, there's a white NYPD cop that's facing retaliation because he refused to bully a black police officer. Where do y'all get a load of this? This is reported on Gossip as well. It says a New York Daily News story is detailing the retaliation that a white NYPD officer has been dealing with as a result of his refusal to bully a black officer. Her name is Dana Harge. Sergeant Valentine, the one that they tried to bully, is black officer Dana Harge. Sergeant Valentine Kazim has filed a federal lawsuit against his department, claiming that he's being punished by having his overtime pay stripped, but also being saddled with extra work and holiday work that keeps him from spending time with his family. Harge was doing his job, said Kazim, who is white. And when the sergeant brought it up that he felt superiors had it out for Harge because of the discrimination complaints, Kazim said he signed his own death warrant. This past Father's Day, the 32-year-old father of a 1-year-old said he was kept on duty almost 24 hours because there allegedly weren't others to help out. In addition to the racial retaliation, Kazim says that his superiors ordered him to give another black officer a low performance grade because she too had filed a discrimination complaint against another officer. Sounds like par for the course for these shady police departments, for the shady NYPD. They might as well be the KKK with blue hoods. And y'all, this kind of stories I've been seeing all weekend. The Young Turks reported something that had been released a long time ago about Klansmen being on the police force and how they were caught sending text messages, racist text messages to each other. Now keep in mind, they work with other black cops. And these are things that have been documented, that Klansmen and skinheads and other white supremacist groups who have joined the police force, like I mentioned earlier, who are harassing people and they have proof that they have harassed black people. So I don't know why it's so hard for certain people to believe that police officers would be killing black people on purpose. With the information that's been revealed and exposed about them, I don't see how anybody could refute that. I don't see how anybody could refute it. And something simply needs to be done. People keep talking about training, but this is not a training issue. They're doing what they want to do. They killed the pregnant woman in front of her 3 kids, not because they had to. They did it because they wanted to. Yanez didn't kill Philando because he had to. He killed him because he wanted to. I think when he went to the car, when he pulled him over, he knew he wanted to kill him. There's no telling what the plan was. I keep saying that they're doing it on purpose, okay? And people need to realize that. Y'all, we got to pray and do some serious praying. For real. Because these folks crazy. Crazy. But anyway, I'm tired of all this bad news. Sick of all this bad news now that we getting. I heard Keisha Cole is going to be joining the cast of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. You would have thought she'd been on Love and Hip Hop New York, but no, she's on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood supposedly coming up. I know a lot of people going to be watching that because they did need some help because Love and Hip Hop Hollywood sucked to me. It sucked. Nobody wanted to keep looking at Ray J. I don't care much for Ray J, but yeah, she's going to be on there, so that might make it more interesting. Let's see. what else is going on here? Y'all, there's so much stuff. I'm on my Twitter page, and there's so many things that are going on. They've released these new line of Mattel dolls, these Ken dolls with man buns and dreads and all that. Now, you know, I'm one for diversity, but and I don't even care about the hairstyles they put on the doll with the man buns and the cornrows and all that. I get it. I don't like the way they look, but you know, whatever. But the men, they look a little soft. The men look real, and I'm sure they did this on purpose. They look kind of feminine, a lot of the dolls, and you know, a lot of people, I'm not trying to say anything about that, but why do men got to look feminine? Why do they have to look like that? The men, they got poses like girls and everything. I know a lot of people going to get mad with me saying that, but we got Barbie dolls. We've got the female dolls. Why can't the men at least look masculine when they make... let me move on. Let me go on, because I know people going to get mad. Let me move on, because... feminine dolls, okay? Really. But whatever. Feminine men dolls. Now, here's a shocker reported on Media Takeout. A Christian kindergarten teacher now. This is what they put in the title of this article. She's supposed to be a Christian. I think she works at a Christian school. They are reporting that she got fired after they found out that she makes very extreme adult videos. Porn, okay? The article read that on June 24th, this was reported, MediaTakeout.com learned that a 21-year-old Christian kindergarten school teacher was fired after it was discovered that she was secretly an adult film star on the side. When she was caught fighting on the side, the 21-year-old didn't apologize. In fact, she told the school authorities that she's not leaving her job as a porn star. Here's how the UK's Daily Mail is reporting it. Her name is Nina Sky. And don't that sound like a porn star? She's 21. She declared, "I love teaching, but I love sex," before a showdown with shocked bosses who confronted her over appearances in films with titles including Amateur, Allure, and Swallow Salon. The auburn-haired beauty, who romps with men and women in videos, said she was a really good teacher and did not see why her hobby should bar her from the classroom. But senior teachers at the unidentified preschool thought differently and said her profession went against the religious values that they espoused. Having sex was her dream job, Ms. Sky said, and she was very reluctant to leave the industry. She told Fox it goes against their views of fornication, talking about the school, like sex before marriage, and that's what I'm doing. They say it goes against the paper I signed, saying that I wouldn't do that. Well, case closed. That's the end of the story. If she signed a paper saying she wouldn't do any of those things, but yet she's doing it and she got caught, and they fired her, you know, oh well. I hope she don't try to sue somebody, but I mean, if they told her that she couldn't be a part of anything like that, and she was a part of it, then they're right. They're justified in their firing of her. I don't know if I would. I don't know. That seems like a real sticky situation to me for her to be doing that, and everybody done seen her face. A lot of the teachers that apparently seen her face and seen the videos, and she teaching little kids. No ma'am, no ma'am, Pam. I'm sorry. Call me old-fashioned, but no way. So she has lost her job as a teacher, Miss Nina Sky. I'm pretty sure she's probably making more money doing what she's doing on video anyway. So maybe she can tutor or something. So yeah, that was an interesting story I read. I'm like, these people doing anything these days. People sleeping with the teacher, kids going to school and they ain't learning nothing no more but some sex ed when they go. They having sex with teachers left and right. That's a shame. You send your child to school and they get hit on by the teachers. Such a shame. Anyway, moving right along. Allen Iverson. Y'all remember Allen Iverson? NBA All-Star at one time, but he had a whole lot of personal problems, a lot of issues, and his career wound up going down the drain somewhat. But he did play in the NBA for a very long time. He is now a part of Ice Cube's Big Three League, and he's in practice for their debut. I said, go ahead, Allen Iverson. I'm looking forward to it because Allen Iverson is about 42, 43 years old. So, you know, they call him he's still the answer. And they got a huge game coming up. And they called him the answer. He hit the courts at Chelsea Piers in New York City on Friday to shoot around with other former NBA stars like Kenyon Martin and get ready for the tip-off of Ice Cube's Big 3 League on Sunday at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. He even took some time to cross over actor Michael Rappaport just for fun, like he once did to Michael Jordan. Iverson's 3-on-3 team, called Three's Company, will take on the Ball Hogs in their first game, who are captained by Brian Scalabrine and Josh Childress and coached by Rick Barry. We also asked Iverson if he had any words of wisdom for top pick in the NBA draft, Markelle Fultz. His advice was short and sweet, and he basically told him always ball hard. So it was short and sweet. Ball hard is what you need to do. So yeah, Allen Iverson is playing ball again, and I'm kind of excited about it. I want to see. I really want to see that game. I'm interested to see how well he's doing because he's been practicing. And y'all know Allen Iverson's a little fella compared to all the other NBA or most other NBA players. He's like maybe 6 feet and he's thin. He probably weighs about 150 something pounds. So he's small compared to the other guys, but he was powerful. He was powerful. Like I said, he did give Michael Jordan a run for his money once. Okay? So anyway, Nene Leakes is coming back full-time to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Full-time. That's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how she gets along with Candy and Kenya. This is going to be interesting. And I, for one, am looking forward to the foolishness. Okay? I really am. Because after last season, I was so tired of last season and what was going on Real Housewives last season. I was almost ready to be done with Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I was like, I'm never going to watch this ever again. Because of all the mess and shenanigans that went on with Candy and Portia and Phaedra last season. But I did, once again, Nene's going to be there full time. And Kim Zolciak is going to come back, I think, part-time. I don't know if she's going to do just some guest appearances or what, but she's going to be on there part-time. And I even heard that Phaedra is going to show up on an episode or two. So I knew they weren't completely done with her. You know, I know people thought that, but I knew better than that. I knew at some point she was going to pop in at least once or twice, and I got a feeling what they're hoping is that people will move past or people will forget about what she did last season, and they'll be able to bring her back eventually full-time. Like, people will get over what she did and they can bring her back full-time. That's what I'm thinking. They're going to try. But, you know, that just may be me jumping ahead of myself. So, anyway, that is the news that I came across this week that I thought was interesting. So much going on, like I said. Yeah. Well, what was something else I wanted to tell y'all? Oh, there was a lady in other white folks news, in racist white folks news, in Canada. There was this woman that came into the doctor's office with her son. He looked like he was maybe 9 or 10. And he supposedly was sick. I mean, he looked fine, but apparently he had some kind of symptoms going on, and she brought him to the doctor. But it wasn't a hospital. She took him to one of these, something like a Pri-Med type places. And according to CBC, which is Canadian news, a hateful Canadian woman threw a fit at a local clinic when she brought her sick son in to be seen, and there wasn't a white doctor available. A man in the waiting room actually captured her racist rant, and you can hear that the other folks in the waiting room were appalled and shocked. Not only did this heifer demand a white doctor, she also wanted one who doesn't have brown teeth and who speaks English. As the gentleman filming astutely pointed out, being white and speaking English are not mutually exclusive. He said, I saw a doctor that was not white that did not help my kid, says the woman in the video. I would like to see a white doctor. He says, you're telling me that there isn't one white doctor in this whole entire building? Other people who witnessed the ugly incident and took things a step further and confronted the bigoted Becky actually went up to her. There was another woman there who actually confronted her and told her, your son, I feel sorry for him for having you as a mother. And this is what the lady said. She says, you clearly have more issues. Your child clearly has more issues with you being his mother than him needing to see a doctor. You are extremely rude and racist. So we hope her child don't need any kind of life-saving surgery. But they say one day, what if she needs some surgery for real for herself and a black man comes in? Is she going to get up? I mean, if she really needs a life-saving surgery, like she could die. But then the only doctor available is a black doctor named Jamal Jackson. Is she going to resist him? Is she just going to lay there and die? Just so stupid. And I heard the video and they asked her why she didn't go to a hospital if she really, if she don't like black doctors that much. Why don't you just go to the hospital? And she said she don't have the money. She couldn't afford it. Ain't that a blip? Ain't that a blip? How dare you? You can't even afford to go to a hospital, but you got the audacity, the unmitigated gall to complain that there's no white doctors? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. If she knew like I know, she'll let them Indian doctors work on it because they smart, in my opinion. Everyone I have ever been exposed to or been around seem to be smart, and they know their stuff when it comes down to medicine. So she's a fool, if you ask me. She's going to let her little boy suffer because she wants a white doctor. You see how people so crazy these days. People are so crazy these days. Anyway, y'all, that's about all I have for now. That was a lot because it's been 41 minutes. But there's, like I said, there's a lot of news and there's a lot of stuff. For some reason, I feel like I'm missing something and leaving something out off the roster here. Before I go, about Serena and Venus's daddy. About him divorcing his wife. I think it done got real ugly over there for Mr. Williams. He said that his wife forced his signature and stole some Social Security checks and transferred property into her name. Serena and Venus Williams' 75-year-old dad, Richard, is divorcing his wife and has accused her of pulling stunts and shows. According to documents, Richard claims that 38-year-old Lakeisha Williams of stealing his Social Security check. 75 years old. He married to a 38-year-old woman. Anyway, he accused her of stealing his Social Security checks and forging his signature to steal property, including cars and a home. So according to TMZ, in the documents, Richard says his wife of 7 years has forged his name on a deed to transfer one of his houses to herself, as well as cars. He also believes she's taken his Social Security checks. They have a 5-year-old son together, and Richard thinks Lakeisha's lifestyle endangers the child. According to the documents, she's now living with someone who has serious criminal felony charges pending. He also accuses her of taking his guns and being an alcoholic. Lakeisha's attorney, Sandy Beecher, tells TMZ Sports, all of the allegations are false and will be proven to be false when we litigate the case in court. Richard is just trying to avoid paying child support and alimony. They say this man should not have to deal with this drama at 75 years old. Well, first of all we got is his word of mouth. It's a he say, she say thing right about now. And he's 75 years old, married to a 38-year-old woman. He ought to be shaming himself. If you ask me, she ought to too. I mean, I know people can marry who they want to marry and be with who they want to be with, but that man was too old for her and she was too young for him. And now they got a child together. Ugh. I should have known there was going to be some problems there. My mom always told me that when people have that kind of age gap, the older person is usually jealous of the younger person. And at some point, that younger person is going to be dissatisfied. I mean, he's 75, bless his heart. 75 and she's 38. He is, 37 years older than her? Enough said. Enough said. But I hope that what he's accusing her of is not true. There may be some truth to it, but I think he was just all too happy to get him a younger woman. Really. I got a cousin now who just recently told us that, I mean, she's only 32, going on 33, and she just told me she's in a relationship with a 60-year-old man. And I hope she's lying. I hope she is lying because she is too young to be dating a 60-year-old man. That is ridiculous. Okay? At some point, she's going to be real frustrated with him, if y'all know what I mean. Okay? And she's talking about marrying him. Girl, please. Anyway, y'all, that's all I have for today. That's a lot of news. Be sure now to check me out on Wednesday for some great R&B and hip-hop music. and you know what's going on at the top of the blogs and whatnot. We're going to discuss it on Wednesday night on the Tracy Larkin Broadcast Network. My show is called Fair Play, 7 p.m. Central, this Wednesday and every Wednesday. Me and my sidekick, Miss Massengale. So y'all take care until then, until we talk again. Bye-bye. Oh, and don't forget the BET Awards. It'll be coming on shortly. Bye-bye, y'all.